Brothers and sisters, welcome back to Let the Children Come to Him. May the Lord bless you to the core of your being in Jesus' name. Welcome back. Last time we talked about some vocabulary in regards to the topic of child trafficking. Today we're going to talk about something completely different. As you can see here on the screen, we are on the website of the Cleveland Clinic. And you may be wondering, what is a twin flame relationship? What does it have to do with child trafficking? What is this all about? Those are valid questions. Last time we talked about the recruitment of the victims. We talked about that statistically 57%. Of course, there's a huge number of cases that is in the dark of recruitment of victims of trafficking sexually, for sexual exploitation, children trafficking, happens through the internet. We have briefly looked into the fact that sometimes the victims do not need to be in contact with the perpetrators in order to be exploited one way or another. And we're gonna dive a little deeper into this today. Let me start. In case you haven't watched the last video, we looked at the recruitment and we looked at some vocabulary, and one that is very important and is going to be even more important throughout the series is seasoning. Seasoning is a term used in child trafficking, and it means to make a victim believe that although they are not chained, that they are chained. That they're not dependent, they are depending. And it needs to be established a connection in one way or another to the perpetrator. So that's what we're going to look into, how this is established, how a child can be exploited sexually without ever leaving their house and without the parents knowing that this is going on. We're going to dive deeper into this and into the techniques of this. And let me start by saying twin flame relationships is a concept that was established in the 60s and 70s, which is a time that has brought forth something that is called New Age spirituality. NAS, New Age spirituality. It's not new, it's as old as Satan himself. But in the 60s and 70s, it had a new arising with just different vocabulary, different terms. And the twin flame relationship was invented, let me call it, by someone called Elizabeth Prophet, Claire Prophet, her name is. And we can see here in her image search. This looks quite... to me, this is like a little bit strange looking. I try not to judge her, but the way this is brought across seems a tiny bit propaganda-y. There was an image I really wanted to show you. Now it's gone, but it was similar to this one here. How do you get back without going back? What we have here, Elizabeth Clare Prophet. Yeah, you see the imagery here. It's a bit strange. I'm sorry, I have to skip in between. Yeah. We see what we usually see in New Age spirituality. Maybe I will find this image. I will edit on the screen in the post if I find it later. I have to put Claire in here. Claire, that should work. Let's see. There it is. So yeah, this is the imagery we are presented with when we see this lady. And I could throw a bunch of terms onto you right now regarding this philosophy or ideology or however you want to call this. But I'm not gonna. Elizabeth Clare Prophet was an American spiritual leader, author and founder of the Church Universal in Triumphant, a New Age religious organization. That's all we need to know. For now, let's just focus on the twin flame relationship. Something that has held up until this day and is very popular in some circles. So we have the website here of the Cleveland Clinic. It's a big deal. Apparently, it has locations in Abu Dhabi, Canada, Florida. It's a health clinic. It's a legit hospital organization. It's really seems pretty cool. Okay, so we have a registered psychotherapist, Natasha Duke, MARP, and she says it's always important to approach significant relationships with intention and awareness. And I like this webpage because though they do not position themselves 100% clear, they do try to bring across the fact that this may be a hoax. They're not saying straight up, hey, listen, but they're making aware of the risks. And I think this is a very nice approach. It's very gentle, very understanding, and it's very educated. So if you do not know what a twin flame relationship is, and you are not interested in diving into hundreds of pages of people who have experiences with this and believe that they are some sort of leaders and you know, have many followers and stuff, if you don't want to go down that rabbit hole that always leads to a dead end, by the way, at some point there's just no more knowledge that can be found about this. It's always the same few things. Then just trust the Cleveland Clinic that they work with this pretty much on point. So what is a twin flame? A romantic or sexual partner. It can be a friend or platonic relationship that you have with this human. A person you've only met a few times. You may not even be, who may not even be aware of you. Like, this is already where it gets a bit weird. Somebody you've never met in person, or a family member. So I'm going to let everything happen between the lines here. I'm not going to point out every single time where I think that we find a relation between this concept and our child trafficking problem that we're discussing. I will leave it up to you which connections you choose to make. I'm sure as time progresses, I will make more videos about this, and they will be more versatile, more educated, more organized, and much more compacted. For now, I'm just going to ramble myself through these web pages and guide you through this as good as I can to the best of my abilities. If you notice I say something wrong, my pronunciation of a word or the understanding of the word is wrong, please, I beg you, go into the comment section and correct me at any given point in time. Also, if you have any information that you think is helpful or you have experiences, go to the comment section, share this with us. It's safe here. You're welcome here. Nothing's too crazy. This is a safe space for this kind of stuff. Okay, so let's go. Are twin flames real? Concept is some people talk about twin flames in a really positive way. Duke explains. Other people talk about the concept as a mask for narcissistic or abusive relationships. I find that very interesting. Signs you have found your twin flame. An instant connection. Boom. You see someone and you're like, wow, what is this? I don't know this human, and it feels like it's so over, and wow, so intense. Similarities and complementary traits, an irresistible attraction, passion, intensity is the name of the game in twin flame relationships, and it is always sexual, even if it's just a friend or someone you have never met, especially then. That is literally the name of the game, intensity. The highs are high and the lows are low. You are never bored, but you're never fully comfortable either. They nailed that one. In a conflict, boomeranging. The twin flame relationships have an on-off quality. Perhaps you were best friends in school and reconnected decades later. Maybe it's a situationship where the level of commitment waxes and wanes. For whatever reason, the partnership fluctuates. This is a very important point that we will stumble across many more times. Feeling like fate's intervening. So this goes with the first one, an irresistible attraction and an instant connection. Boom. There they are, and you feel like you've known them your entire life. Your twin flame makes you want to be better. This is one of the big hooks of this concept, that everything that happens under the flag of you are bettering yourself. You are working on yourself. You're doing all the work. And we're going to get into this further down the line, because there's a huge potential for toxicity here. If you're checking boxes in your head, remember that New Age spiritualism puts a lot of stock in intuition. Good point. Very good point. Stages, awakening stage, honeymoon, yearning stage, you feel but may not understand a void in your life. You may even sense that something important is on the horizon. You start preparing emotionally and spiritually. So that's the key element here, that something's missing, and that your brain starts to think, and you're 100% convinced that this twin flame, which is, let's name it, another human being, is the thing that brings you the fulfillment in that void of your life. The runner-chaser stage. Stage number 6, hot air balloons do not love it when the weight in the basket shifts suddenly. Okay, if you're the chaser, you're fighting to keep your twin flame in the basket so you can grow as people and raise your relationship to new heights. If you're the runner, you want to preserve your ego by jumping. This stage usually involves some kind of separation. So the runner-chaser, we will get into that later. There's 2 parts into this, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and usually it is so that the masculine is the runner and the feminine is the chaser. It is always put emphasis on the fact that these 2 roles, masculine and feminine, are not attached to gender. Or, as you say in the US, there's a difference between the 2, gender and sex. And I never know which one to use. To me, it's the same. Okay. That's very important. Make a mark in the back of your head. Remember that. The reunion and dissolution stage. Congratulations. Not many people make it there. There is a few people on the internet, on YouTube, that you can find that tell you that they're super happy. I've still not seen a couple that actually, where the things they say align with the things of their actions that I see and that their bodies speak, but that's just an opinion. I've looked everywhere. They're nowhere to be found, in my opinion. Is having a twin flame beneficial? So here is now a few reasons why it would be a good thing to do. The drawback of believing in twin flames opens you up to exploitation, damages otherwise healthy relationships, leads to risky or bad decisions. Thinking you found the one can be scary. There's so much to lose. Feeling a relationship is fated or predetermined may make you move faster than you're usually comfortable moving in a relationship or in life. Becomes an excuse for abusive behavior. Twin flame relationships are supposed to be challenging, but as Duke says, your relationship might be challenging because you're being manipulated. Leads to codependency. If you spend your life searching for your other half, meaning another human being, you aren't regarding yourself as a whole being. So this is the concept of this twin flame narrative, is literally that you as a human are only full with another human. And even as non-Christians, I think we can understand what great danger lies in that. In thinking that, especially for young, impressionable minds, children and teenagers, and young adults, but equally for especially elder people, it's all vulnerable people who live alone, have been damaged by life, and see no hope but. And then your only hope becomes a relationship with someone who is apparently running away from you. to save their ego. Makes it harder to leave or let go. Spend a few minutes online reading about twin flames and you'll notice disturbing statements like rejection is love and no one else will ever love them like you do. Remember, Duke urges, no always means no. Taken too literally, the runner-chaser dynamic can escalate into stalking, threats, and other forms of intimate partner violence. So this last article here, we can actually take that and copy and paste it in the definition and behaviors of tactics that predators use when they hunt down children over the internet. When and how to get help. So if you are in a situation or you have a child around you or a teenager or a human being, this website may be interesting to you. I like it again because they do take the time to pick the reader up where they are. They make the reader understand, I know what you're going through. I take this seriously, but then they also say things like, wow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, let's go a few steps backwards. So we have mentioned divine masculine and divine feminine. We have in this camp 2 parts of each. We have the divine masculine, what do they call it? Distorted masculine energy, and we have the distorted feminine energy. You will see pictures like this where there's distortion and whatever this is supposed to be. Like, you know, what is this here? This figure is looking towards this, and it's you know, described as what we know it is, but it's not said. It's all the names and everything is all different. Divine black sheep. There's a little emoji of a lady. She has her third eye open here. There's good prayers for that in Roman Catholicism. Though it's not witchcraft. Prayers are not witchcraft. So be careful with that as well. But masculine qualities, feminine qualities. I have put emphasis on the action and the healing. The masculine is action, the feminine is healing. And yeah, I took these as counterparts because that's what these two are. We have firm and gentle. So the masculine is firm and the feminine is gentle. We have adventurous and patient. Adventurous comes right after loyal, but throughout the stories of, if you go through the stories of the people who have been through this, and also through the articles, you will learn quickly that the divine masculine is either married or has interest in many other sexual partners. That's always in focus. And the divine feminine is flexible. She's flexible. So here the divine masculine, for instance, is rational, and the divine feminine is emotional. A lot of times that can be used, it's not always, but it can be used to claim that the claims of the divine feminine are outrageous. She's being too emotional, he's rational, he's reason, she's nurturing. Nurturing is a term that I see when I think about God and when I think about a mother nurturing her child. Those are the 2 times where I think the term nurturing. A relationship with my partner should not nurture me. It's an equal exchange of love and care and patience, yes, but one shouldn't nurture the other. Then we have to put the term on both sides. But if it's just one of the 2, then this doesn't go so well. But we're gonna stick here with the rational and the emotional, and we're gonna go to this lady now. I don't know. I think it will just align with the recording. Let's see what she has to say.
Last time you met. Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this video, and I'm hopefully going to be able to give you some answers to that, because it's on you to get busy and to get active and to do something if you still feel you're mad at them.
So it's on you. That's something you will hear when you go through New Age spirituality concepts in general a lot. It's all on you. You are responsible if something is not good in your life. It's on you to make it better. You haven't affirmed well. There's something you're not seeing. It's your fault. You died of cancer. That's because you didn't want to heal. And the reason you have cancer is because there's something in your life that you're not looking at. Your soul is trying to tell you something and you don't want to listen. And now you have cancer. You saw it coming all along. It's all your fault. It's always you. And we will hear this lady tell us that also when we are in one of these twin flame relationships and we feel like, whoa, this is not okay. I don't like that this human being is doing this to me. Then it's on us. And she will tell us this now.
What is it that you're asked to do? Well, I'm sure you've heard that twin flames are mirrors. They show you things that you're not conscious of. So if you're mad at them for something, whatever it was, if you had a fight, if they did something to you, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. It can be as bad as you can possibly imagine, or you think, oh, this is the worst. But whatever it is, it has something to do with you. Otherwise, you wouldn't hold on to it. Otherwise, you wouldn't not be able to let it go.
So something traumatic is done to you. Let's say we just read in the article, no always means no. You say no, but they proceed anyways. And it turns violent and you feel helpless and overwhelmed. And there's nothing you can do and it just happens. The situation ends. They leave. You stay behind. Your body's shaking. You're crying. You don't know what to do, what to say, who to call, who to talk to. Because yesterday you told everyone that this human being is the love of your life and today this happened. Now you go to the internet and you say, I'm angry at them because this is the search that I typed in. And this lady, one of many, tells you, well, it's a mirror.
It's something deep that is triggered within
you. Usually these types of things that I just described without saying the thing happened before. Yeah, that's true. Oftentimes that is so. I think we've heard enough from this lady. Her name or channel, you saw it on the screen. Not going to give her a shout out. Last topic we're going to discuss today is twin flame telepathy. Twin flame telepathy refers to a deep, often psychic connection between two individuals who are considered twin flames, or two halves of the same soul. This connection allows them to communicate thoughts and feelings with each other, even when physically apart, often leading to shared emotions, dreams, and intuitive insights. This is the AI assistant answer, and I'm not going to even bother to look for solid definitions because all of these experiences are from random people that make a website and call themselves twin flame specialists. Long time ago, and we will close out the video with this, I found a video of a lady. It was a tarot reading, and the description of the video was something like how they will pursue you, how they will make you feel like you are his queen. That was the thumbnail, and the title was how they will pursue you. And by that, they meant the divine masculine. I made notes back in the day when I was researching. It's a long time ago, so I cannot find this video anymore. But this and similar videos are still out there, and they're produced daily. Tons and tons and tons of them. I would not recommend falling into this. or looking into this, because it's really simple to fall into it, because there is something behind tarot that is very, very real. And it knows how to speak to us. The enemy knows how to speak to us. And, you know, that is, it's not difficult to get lured into this stuff. It's easy to make fun of it. But it's dangerous to underestimate it. So I wouldn't recommend. But if you doubt that this comes from a place of honesty here on this channel, then feel free to investigate on your own. She said in the intro how they will hunt you, and then she laughed diabolically. And then she cheerfully explained the rest of the red flags to me, in this case, the viewer. They're strategical. They think what to do to get to you. So they sit down and they make a plan. Okay, what can I do? They want to invest in you because you are valuable. These types of terms are thrown around a lot in these communities, which is an abomination in itself. They want to cut the memories that you are having. They want a mark, an imprint on your heart, so you memorize them for the rest of your life. They want to create a bubble with just you and them in that bubble. In a time where you are hopeless and where there's something you will need, they will be available to you. They're hiding their feelings from you, but you won't be able to hide anything from them. They will watch you on social media. They will know your emotions and moods just by looking at you. They will watch you on social media. From here to the end is going into the telepathy element of it. They will watch you on social media. They will know your emotions and moods just by looking at you. They will form a deep connection with your animal. I wrote, if you know, you know. They will not let you go. They will communicate with you telepathically. You will be all the time connected to them, and you will feel them all the time. This is called a soulmate connection. You know. So these things are communicated in these readings as if they're the most normal thing. And the interesting part about this is there's many people out there that experience this. And as long as they play along and they're happy to hear these things, this goes smoothly. All of these things are true. And, you know, the human being who's experiencing this, they allow these things to happen and they appreciate these things because they are promised that one day they and this human being will be merged and be living forever, for eternity, be reborn together again and again and again. Or ultimately, I don't know, be merged and go to the nirvana of Kama Sutra together. Whatever is the promise at the end of this. So it's appreciated. But as soon as the victim, and yes, in this case, I would call it a victim, is not willing to allow these things anymore, as soon as the victim says, well, I want to be let go and I don't want to have telepathic communication anymore, all of this turns very sour. And we will look deeper into people who have experienced things in the next video. Father, bless the people that listen to this recording. Protect them, shield them from the attacks and the schemes of the enemy. Make sure that they take truth with them from this video and don't allow the devil to sprinkle deceit and lies into their lives. Protect their children, their friends' children, and all the children who surround them. And show them that you have given them not the spirit of fear, but the spirit of love and of strength and of a sound mind. In Jesus' name, amen.